warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning viewers. Come back with me Rizkya Chara in program Robithoh TV. I want to tell you a breaking news about Omicron virus. Jakarta, the Indonesian Minister of Health revealed that the total number of cases of the Omicron BA.2 subvariant, or what is often called Siluman Omicron, continues to grow. If previously there were 252 cases, now there are 332 cases Omicron demons that have been identified. According to the spokesperson for the COVID-19 vaccination of the Indonesian Minister of Health, Dr. Siti Nadia Tarmizi, the BA.2 variant Siluman Omicron is free to trigger more severe, significant difference in symptoms between the two types of Omicron. There have been 332. Yes, there is an assumption that BA.2 Omicron spread more quickly and increases in severity, but in Indonesia it hasn't been reported yet, explained Dr. Nadia when contacted by AFP on Friday, 4th of March 2022. Also read, beware symptoms that can still appear even after recovering from the Omicron. The symptoms of COVID-19 Omicron BA.2 reported in Indonesia are no different from the initial type of Omicron. Still choke and runny nose, the most reported symptoms, said Dr. Nadia. Meanwhile, William Hasseltine, the professor at Harvard Medical School, said the BA.2 variant could be 7 times more infectious than the previous variant. After doing a quick calculation, BA.2 is at least 7.5 times more contagious than the original Wuhan COVID, he said. Quoted from the Sun, the Yugezo COVID-19 study also found the symptoms of Omicron BA.2 were quite diverse, such as have a cold, headache, sore throat, sneeze, continence, choke, hoarseness, nasal joint or musical pain, fever, chills, dizzy, sore eyes, brain fog, lack of appetite, chest pain, and earache. From this data, no Omicron BA.2 COVID-19 patient complained of anosmia or impaired sense of smell and taste. It seems that this complaint is only dominant in the infections with the COVID-19 Delta variant. We are still investigating the significance of the increased reports of gastrointestinal symptoms such as diarrhea, loss of appetite, and abdominal pain, which were common in the former variant, the Zoo COVID study said in a statement. The study listed 25 symptoms reported by COVID-19 patients, specifically with infection with the Omicron variant. What's the trigger? One of the reasons for the unexpected rise in infections and anxiety rates is isolation, or the lack of contact with loved ones due to the pandemic. One lies fear of infections, that the feeling of loss from the death of a loved one, infectious worries, are also cited as sources that lead to anxiety and depressions. Even in some health works, pathogens has become the main trigger for the emergence of suicidal ideations. Which affected? The WHO report shows the young people and women are most affected by mental health. Recent global burden of difficult states shows there was a risk of suicidal behavior and self-harm in the two groups. It was also found that people with a high history of previous illnesses, such as asthma, cancer, and heart disease, were more likely to experience symptoms of mental disorders. Data show people with mental disorders, when exposed to COVID-19, are more likely to experience hospitalizations, severe illness, and death compared to people without mental disorders. People with some severe mental disorders, such as psychosis, and younger people with mental disorders are particularly at risk. The number of COVID-19 cases of the Omicron variant in Jakarta has increased. Deputy Governor of DKI Jakarta, Ahmad Riza Patria, said that currently there are 162 countries in Jakarta who have been detected as positive for Omicron. Jakarta Indonesian Minister of Health, Budi Gunadi Sadikin revealed the conditions of the Omicron case in the world. It is said the cases of Omicron have increased with a total of 408,000 cases. We have significantly updated the Omicron case in the world so far have been 408,000 confirmed cases. It increases for the last week's 184,000 worldwide, said Budi Gunadi at a press conference broadcast on the Presidential Secretary's YouTube account Monday, 3 January 2022. The number of countries reporting cases of Omicron is also said to have increased. Last week, there were 115 countries, while now there are 130 countries. Immediately to complete vaccination, complete with applicable health protocols, social measures at all times help prevent transmissions. There are some ways to prevent Omicron variants that you can do. Okay, I can deliver this to you all in this day about Omicron virus on the world. Thank you. See you later. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.